excited for every episode. It's still a blessing. I still can't believe we get paid to talk about sports, meet incredible people.
Wait, we get paid?
Learn from.
Where's my end of this? What are you holding out on me? What do you mean we get paid? What kind of shit is this?
But
how much do we get paid? Where's my money?
It's not much. It's not much. It's not much. But we're growing. We hit record listens last week. Our YouTube channel is doing amazing things. Shout out to Shane, our team. We couldn't be here without you guys. But I'm so excited for today's episode because, there's a few reasons. One, I love how this lady in the hobby story tells through her stories. I said that to you before. I think you're one of the best visual communicators in the space. It makes sense kind of knowing a little bit about your background, and we'll get into that. I love the business that she works with. I'm a big fan of Alt. You guys know that. She's building the brand for them. And I'm just a fan of the whole team that she's building out and the vibe that you guys have. Because it's not easy to build a remote culture. And I think you have done a really, really good job with that. So, Adriana Guerrera, did I say that right?
You said it right.
Let's go. Welcome to the show. Head of marketing for Alt. Awesome communicator, world traveler, foodie, boxer, athlete, all of the things. Welcome to the show. I'm very, very excited.
Hi, guys. So nice to be here. I love Luka's Tigers and Bronze with all of my heart. So really stoked to be on this episode today.
Literally.
A boxer. Andrew's a boxer. Did you know that?
I know. We connected on that level. Yeah.
Andrew's a boxer. I have to know, what is behind you? Is for our YouTube people? Are those vinyl? Are those vinyl albums?
Yep. So these are vinyl records.
Oh my God. Why are they not all graded?
Actual records. And then I got a whole bunch of sneakers, cards, Nike tchotchkes, just
Look at
whatever.
this. Oh, a little mascot card. I have one of those. Somebody gave me one at the National. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you got vinyl, you got Nike, you got all this stuff. Have you always been a collector, or is this just a new thing now? Is this something, that you've been with you the whole time?
I have always been a collector. I worked at Nike for 13 years. And so I, of course, I love sneakers with all of my heart, with everything in me. I left Nike with about 1,000 pairs. And
wow.
Yeah. And I've just collected other things
I
throughout
thought
the
she was
years.
going to say 1,000 shares. I heard it.
No.
I left Nike with 1,000 shares.
That too.
It's funny how we picture this. You think 1,000 shares. I have her leaving with like a truck, like in the middle of the night. She's taking 1,000 pairs. Like Nike doesn't know about it. And when this episode drops, they're going to be like, give me the shoes back. What are you doing leaving with 1,000? No, that wasn't
Pump
it.
the brakes.
That's not how it was, Nike. All legit. But yeah, I've always been a collector and an investor. So I love the hobby and the industry that we're in. And looking forward to talking about it.
Share with us. So we're going to go a million different directions. I do want to tell the story about how you found Alt, because that's an all-timer. But for people that don't know, your resume, like your life resume, is pretty impressive. Could you tell your origin story of how you found yourself at Nike, some of the things you've done? Because it's really impressive.
Thank you. So just in a nutshell, I grew up in Indiana on a farm, which most people are really surprised to hear about. So I raised chickens and ducks growing up. A Hoosier, so loving sports, loving basketball, soccer, tennis, everything. And I was just an athlete my entire life. My mom bribed me with sports cards growing up to play the piano, to do my homework. So I got in early into sports cards, probably like 4th, 5th grade in the mid 90s. And then once I got to Indiana University, I just started pounding the pavement, and I was a street teamer, AKA hustler, for a lot of different companies, record labels, marketing agencies, food and beverage. So I started throwing parties, making relationships, meeting people, hosting MC battles and breakdance battles. And
that's how you met Andrew. He's a wicked head spin. Spins on his head. No, it wasn't the breakdance battle.
I wish. But no,
you did this at college? Like first year, you were just like, you started this? Like,
I was in it because I felt like I was a little sheltered growing up on a farm. And I was like, wow, there's this huge world out there with loads of culture, lots of people that, I had never seen or met or heard from before. And so I just wanted to intake as much as I could. Fast forward.
Nice.
Indiana. Yeah. I am a Hoosier through and through.
Not French lick. Larry Bird.
No.
All right.
Indiana State, Cage.
I know. That's, it's different. I get it. A little before her time, Calbert Chaney was a big Mr. Indiana there in the early 90s.
Yep. Shout out Bobby Knight.
Little Bobby Knight throwing some chairs. Mm-hmm. All right, so you hustled your way through college.
Yep.
Right? You MC battles, and you had to tell Andrew he was disqualified for the illegal breakdancing moves that he was doing on the linoleum floor.
Although impressive, Andrew.
Although impressive.
Do you have anything to do with the movie You Got Served? I wonder if people remember that movie.
Oh, no, I had nothing to do with that movie.
Really?
Did you remember that movie, Cage?
Yes, I do.
It was like a flash in the pan and then never came back. But that was iconic for my generation. Like, do people still breakdance and do that stuff?
Of course.
Yeah.
And they rap battle too. Be rabbit, you only get one chance. You only get one shot, I mean, dude, of course they stomp the yard, they bring it on with cheerleading outfits. Like they got all kinds of stuff going on. Not the same.
Great references.
No, that's not the same.
Is that how you met Nas though? Like he was at one of your MC battles?
No, that's not how I met Nas. So we're moving along.
There we go. Yeah, we skipped a chapter.
I graduated from Indiana in sports broadcast because originally I wanted to be on camera as a sideline reporter. That didn't work out though because I decided after interning that I didn't want to report on the news, but I wanted to create the news. And so I think that was a game changer in my life. Went to New York, started working for a music marketing agency where, again, we were throwing parties with record labels, with rappers, with artists every single night.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this is again, how I learned how to hustle, how I learned how to start to play into a very male-dominated industry and learn how to hold my own and have some confidence. And this is where I met Nas. Yes, amongst a lot of other people.
Was it before or after Jay-Z murdered him?
Oh, hey.
He's harsh.
No?
He is harsh.
I mean, look, Nas is a great lyricist. I mean, Ether was fun. Obviously, Illmatic was a fantastic album. Even Jay-Z gives him credit for that. But
if I ruled the world,
one good album every 10-year average.
Look, I mean,
that's a Jay-Z lyric right there, Andrew, in case you weren't wondering.
Yeah, I mean,
the others was due.
You got Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z. Like, it's hard to compare all of these guys.
Listen, I like Nas. I mean, I think I have more Nas songs on my playlist, my little, Amazon Music playlist than any other artist out there. So I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So you met Nas. What were you doing with Nas? Where's Andrew? Are you driving? Are you on like a wheelchair, like an electric scooter? This is cool,
I'm gonna
get
closer to the Wi-Fi.
It's like one of those little baby, videos where like the baby takes the phone and like runs around the house like that. That's kind of what it looks like. Nas. All right. Well, so I can't make fun of Nas. I can't say that Jay-Z murdered him. I'm not allowed. I'm sorry. We've touched a nerve. Okay. Someone my age shouldn't even know who Nas is. I mean,
I would say those rap battles, the hobby beef or the rap beef, I think they benefit both people. I think they do it strategically. Like I'm sitting here thinking, should we start finding beef with other content creators in the space?
No, absolutely not. Terrible idea.
Not a good business strategy.
This is when AG decided she didn't want to report on the news, but she wanted to be the news. That's Andrew. Andrew doesn't want to just talk about the hobby. He wants to cause hobby drama. Like, I'm like, Andrew, what do you want to do, man? We're going to come to East Coast National. Yeah, we should go to East Coast National. Or yeah, what do you want to do? You want to buy some cards? You want to buy some Luka? I want to start a brawl. Like, let's just start a hobby brawl. It'll be great. It'll make for great content. I'll just start a brawl.
Ever said that?
No,
way.
he didn't. But it would be funny if he did, though.
Yeah. I'm sure we would have a lot of content creators down to record that.
So, and this all led you to Beaverton, Oregon, Nike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is like a sought after job. Like everyone in the world wants to work in Beaverton for Nike on the Nike campus.
That is correct. Yeah. But, I just cold called, applied on the website. I didn't know anybody. I had never been to Oregon, but I knew that I wanted to work at Nike.
Wow.
As a sports girl. And so I applied to my first job there. I got a call back. They flew me out. They kept calling me back and they just offered me the job. So it was just like right place, right time. It was in soccer brand marketing in Los Angeles. And, the stars aligned.
Not only did she get to work for Nike,
it's AG.
but she got to work in LA for Nike. She didn't even have to go to Oregon.
Yeah, it's true. I got lucky. I got really lucky.
How many times do you have to interview? They run you through the gauntlet there a little bit, right? I mean, I wouldn't say it's luck.
Yeah, had to interview probably like 6 times. Yeah,
it's not luck. You had to earn that. You had to earn your swoosh.
Earn that swoosh. Yeah. So I started at Nike in soccer brand marketing because I was a soccer player. I love soccer, and just worked my way up and up through the ranks. I was there for 13 years. The majority of my time in brand marketing, and the majority of time in a very specific area called energy marketing and collaborations.
Kind of an MC host, excellent storyteller, visual communicator. What do you like, before we get to how you got the alt, like, what do you think, how do I word this? What do you think makes you such a great marketer, right? Because the marketing's such a buzzword, but you've seen it all. And maybe this is how we could even help the people listen to the show, add value. What makes a good marketer in 2022?
Great question. I think a great marketer, you should always have your own point of view. Double down on that point of view. Don't let anybody sway it. Of course, intake all the information and be informed, but your point of view is gold. I think creating brands, you need to be connected. So whether it's relationships to people, to cities, to things, you need to have some kind of a real authentic connection to what you love. And then I think just energy, like you need to be available to people and to share your energy with the world.
Listen, best answer I've ever heard. Because it comes on the heels. No, I'm being serious. It comes on the heels of your Nike story, right? And it's like, you have to be available. You have to put it out there. You have to go for something that you love. I mean, you start off by saying, I just always knew I wanted to work for Nike. It's just something I knew I wanted to do, right? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because you had a cousin who was there or an uncle who was there, or whatever it was, and you made a phone call and you didn't stop. You were open. You had your energy out there. You knew you were going to be tied to Nike, and I have a feeling, although we didn't go down this road, right, that had you been, had the door been shut on you for Nike that first time around, after interview number 5, if your number 6 would have been thrilled with you, well, you probably would have tried again in a month or 2, or maybe you would have got a job at, Adidas for 6 months and then moved over and said, look at the experience I brought over to Nike. So I love the answer. Andrew, you talk about value, for the episodes. I mean, it is right there, right? I mean, if you figure out what you want, just go get it. You know what I mean? It's Andrewisms, man. You guys have to get along, I'm sure, because
it brings me to
my
my
next
next
question.
question.
Personality traits.
We're buddies. I can't wait till we meet again. By the way, I never got a chance to really say thank you. The event that you had at National the night before everything started was my favorite event. It was so chill. It was low key. It was well done. I got to play
Papa Shot.
Papa Shot with Lefko. Yeah, he's got some game. And why and when did you know that you no longer want to be at Nike and you wanted to do something in sports cards collectibles?
Yeah, good question. Being at a very big corporate company for, I think, over 10 years, it starts to become less about the actual work that you're delivering to the customer and the consumer, and more about managing up and managing the internal processes. And so I felt like I had learned so much. I had the best mentors. It was like a 13-year education at Nike. And I wanted to take this somewhere else, preferably a startup that I could just help build and grow and bring all of this new to, so we could create something new.
Listen, when all finally has their event planned for national for this year, you got to let me know ahead of time, because I didn't get there, the night before everybody. And Andrew has talked probably about a dozen times on our show since about how that was the best event of the national. It was so well done. You got to hang out with people. I just feel left out. I went Wednesday to Sunday and I was there. It wasn't like I flew in on Friday and left. I was there a long time. Tuesday. So that's what he says. Tuesday's when it goes down. I'm gonna have to come on Tuesday now.
We'll build the event around you this year, Kate.
Yes. Words. Yeah, not enough people in the hobby have that sort of respect for the cage, man. I like it. I'll take it. That's it. As a matter of fact, no one does. I get no respect.
True or false? This might be the most flattering. When I heard this story, it still blows. I still don't believe people listen to our show. But you listened to an episode of Luka's Tigers Bronze with Lior.
Yes.
You heard him say that he's hiring, and you did what you do great. Open the door. Is that?
Yes, that is a correct story. When I tell it, people actually can't even believe it either. So I will retell it. So during the height of COVID, I got way back into collecting sports cards, as well as like some other stuff too. And just intaking as much information, watching all of the YouTubers, listening to every podcast that I could. And I got tipped off to your guys' show a couple months prior to some friends in the game. And I tuned in one day and Lior was the guest. And so I was listening and I was like, man, this guy is he's smart. And he's saying similar things that I'm thinking. And I listened to it probably honestly 4 or 5 times. And I was like, I like him. Okay, alt, let me just type it in. Onlyalt.com. He said he was hiring head of marketing right there. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to apply. And I started following him on Instagram. I slid into the comments at the right time during a Luka Doncic moment when he posted a Luka Doncic card.
What did you say?
And again, magic.
What was the comment?
Lior had just bought his first Luka card. And it was the night where I think Luka, he did something crazy. He made a crazy last minute shot. And I said something about what a perfect time it was to buy your first Luka card. And he liked it. And then the next day I got a call back from them. So
there you go.
It all started with Luka's Tigers and Bronze. You guys making magic happen.
It all started with you getting off the farm, going to IU and hustling. And because it's a theme, AG, let's be real. It's a theme. You know how to open doors.
That's really
nice.
No? That's really nice of you to say, Mikey.
I remember from that episode, he said something. It'll stick with me too. Because, we think if I buy a base Zion Prism PSA 10, I have more upside than if I buy, his National Treasures. But actually what he said, it's very counterintuitive. I'll always remember this, that most of the alpha is in those high ticket items, those high dollar items. And actually the lower ones, if you compare, even when Zion cards do well, even when Luka cards do well, the best assets outperform the risky base silver, even the numbered parallels.
Yep.
That's why our podcast goes up, man. We're the best asset out there. That's why our numbers are always going up. There's even some of these little guys, they come and go, but boom, best asset out there. Women in the hobby. How did you get involved in that? Involved in it at all?
I am. I mean, I love those girls who are running it, Sam and Hannah.
Mhm.
Talk to them a lot, see them a lot. And because there are just so few of us in the hobby, it's nice to just have this like support system around you for people that you can always, call or DM or message. We have a Facebook group. So yeah, it's just a really nice group, like supportive group to be a part of.
And I'm not allowed in the Facebook group, just in case anybody
No,
was
no,
asking.
no, you are. Did somebody
Not allowed.
say you weren't?
Not allowed. No, I'm not allowed.
His membership got denied.
But I applied and they said no. They said no, not you. Anybody but you was actually what they said. But don't worry, I'm gonna get a job at Adidas 6 months. I'm gonna apply again. Because when I apply, it doesn't just I don't just ace all the interviews. For some reason I get rejected. It's just it's a story of my life.
Perseverance.
I'm gonna keep trying. That's the deal. What did you think of Mint Collective? Have you been to some other shows before that? What do you think comparison wise? You name it. What do you think?
Yeah. I was at Industry Summit last year, and then Mint Collective this year, and then I go to a lot of different card shows throughout the year, and I thought Mint and what Collectible did with IMG, they did a great job. Like they really elevated the trade show experience. They made it feel very premium. I appreciated how they brought in some new hosts, women, people of color, giving us an opportunity to speak, and then just trying to vary up some of the topics. So yeah, I can't wait for next year. Looking forward to see how they continue to bring in more customers and more women, more people of color too, who are actually buying the cards and listening to the speakers.
So you've been promoted to head of marketing for Mint. What do you do different next year? What do you add to it?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Did Lior buy Mint? Did she leave? Is she she's allowed to have moonlighting? She can do 2 jobs? We're
living his best life in Miami right now.
We're in hypothetical land.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm working with Ezra on this, perhaps.
It's a joint venture. It's a joint venture.
I would push the topics more in the panels, because we tend to hear similar themes, similar topics in person, and then also on YouTube shows and on podcasts. So I would try to zigzag even a little bit more and teach people something new, bring in completely different guests and speakers, and then also do some interactive experiences, whether it's more fun experiences, also learning and development. I think like pairing people up in small groups, giving people assignments, that would be a great way to step up for next year.
Create your own trading card.
Okay, yeah. That could be something.
Cage got his grail at Mint. He got a Goonies card.
With an Oregon. It's an Oregon kind of, connection to it. Goonies. That Goonies is Astoria,
like the mountain in the back or the rock.
Oh, she has seen Goonies. She has seen Goonies. She definitely has.
If you haven't seen Goonies, you're not allowed to listen to the show.
No, it was just Chunk with his cool shirt. It looked like he's about to do the truffle shuffle kind of thing. It was definitely one of those kind of things. And his autograph.
Congratulations.
Now I need Mouth. I need Mikey. You know what? I don't know.
Poor sucker.
I don't know. Who was I with? I don't even remember. I mean, maybe Manny will remember who it was. I should have taken notes. But AJ, I'll tell you why I was mad, right? I'll tell the story, right? So I see this card, and it's in the middle of like a sports, showcase. And I see that card, and I'm like, oh, man, it's got $90 marked on it. I kept the sticker on it and everything for the story. It's got $90 on it. And I said, oh, Chunk, I'll take that. I'll give you $60. No one's asking for this. Everybody wants Mbappe. Everybody come on, we're in Vegas. Nobody even knows who that is. You're right, Chunk. He's like, no, man. So many people are asking that. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm sure it's the most talked about card in your showcase. Yeah, take 70. And he's like, no, I really want $90 for it. Like, I've had a lot of people ask about it. I know I'm going to sell it by the end of the show. No way. I'm like, all right, look, he has 420s. I got $80 in my pocket. I had to take it out of a wad of hundreds. So it wasn't exactly believable that I only had $80. But yeah, I got $80. Just take it for $80. He's like, I really want 90. I start walking away. Literally, the guy comes walking over next to me. Is like, oh, Goonies. I'm like, does he work with you? Here, take the damn 100. I would take $90. I pretended I'd take 100. Just take $100 and give me the card. It's crazy, but I'm happy. I would have paid if he thinks he got over. I would have paid $300 for that card. So I feel like I got a bargain.
You got a great story out of it too.
Content.
Exactly.
AJ, right, you come from. You collected sneakers, collect vinyl. You're a collector at heart, right? And there's a big debate in the hobby because if we think about sneakers, there's sneaker flippers, right?
Yes, and I do that too.
Amazing. That even makes this question better. I feel a little unrest, tension, friction, not a ton, but a little bit of, hey, this hobby is just for collectors. It's not for flippers. It's not for investors. And I'm curious your take. You've seen a few different spaces now. Is there room for all of us? How should the flippers with the collectors interact? Do you also see that in the space? Like, what do you think about the relationship collectors to flippers?
Mm-hmm. I hear this question from time to time, and I still don't understand it when people say this. I think I actually got this from one of your guys' shows, is that I try to ask everybody that I meet, what percentage collector versus investor do you think you are? I think you guys used to ask this maybe like a year ago, and it's always stuck with me too. So I ask people this too, because it really just starts to have them internalize like what they're really doing this for and have to be honest with themselves about it. Because I think a lot of people aren't honest sometimes, or they just say, collecting it for my PC if it doesn't work out. Everybody wants to make money.
How dare you say that? You're not a real collector.
No, I think like at the end of the day, I think collectors want to make money too. And me personally, I'm an investor with a little bit of nostalgia and collector in me, because I love the stories. I love remembering the experiences about where things came from and why I bought it. But at the end of the day, I like making money. And so I think there's a lot of people out there like me too.
Would you say 90-10?
For me, I'm 85% investor. Yeah.
Cage, what about you?
A couple years ago, I would have said probably like 50-50. I was buying stuff to keep, right? I was buying cards to keep. And I was also doing a lot of the flipping, you know what I mean? Like buying base cards and, grading them and selling them with no intention of ever keeping them again, just to build up the bankroll. It's funny. You would think I'm going to slide more towards a collector more now than and I probably am, but not through my own choice. Like, I had a lot of fun doing that flipping. I had a lot of fun finding a bargain card, grading it, selling it. I had a lot of fun doing that. And the landscape has changed so much that it's harder to do. You know what I mean? You can't just grade with PSA anymore. Definitely not cheap. It's $50, and you got to wait 17 years for your cards back. And SGC, BGS. I mean, there are other grading options, but not as much certainty still regarding what that investment is going to get you back. You used to know, okay, if I send these cards in, if 50% of them 10 and 50% of them 9, I'm going to make 4 times my money. You know what I mean? Like, you were able to do that, and I'll have it in a month and be able to roll that money into the next thing. That was fun, And I don't think there's as much of that going on now. So you're kind of forced to be more of a collector, I think. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but...
What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew. Changed. What about you?
It's changed. So like when I first got into it, I would say like 95% flipping, 5% collecting, which was like Kobe rookies. But even those, they went up so much. I said, I need the money. Like I'm not rolling in dough. I haven't been collecting for 4 decades. I decided to be an entrepreneur, and that means paying the bills, and putting food on the table. and I love cardboard, but I want to eat and I want to live in nice luxury villas. But I'm tongue in cheek. But now, like Cage said, when you get burned on flipping a few times or you make the wrong investment, you also learn that, hey, if I just held on to the thing I had the most conviction in, instead of trying to outsmart the market, I would be doing a lot better.
Yep.
So I'm learning it. I don't know. I love the buy raw, grade, and flip. Like, that's where I come from. Like, we're immigrants. My dad did that with muffins. I want to do that with cards. So, like,
who graded the muffins?
Sam's Club.
Nice.
Blueberry killed.
Nice.
Yeah,
Like,
it came from a small family business, like a cafe. Like, my dad would buy muffins at Sam's Club, buy coffee. He'd have a little coffee nook, and he would buy them for $1, sell them for $2. He'd pay off his staff, and maybe make 10 cents on the dollar. So that's my DNA. But I also am learning to collect and understand that space. I'm lucky I have what I think is the best host, best business partner in the world in Cage, who he's patient with me, he teaches me, he educates me. But I want to ask you, it's not easy to lead a team in general, but to lead a remote team and like that, right? Like, this whole remote culture is such a fascinating thing that we're just in the beginning stages, right? More and more companies, you're not going to be in the office together. How do you motivate people? How do you hold them accountable? How do you inspire them? How do you make sure that they really love what they do? All that stuff. So you run a remote culture.
Yeah.
And what's that been like, right? Like, you go from being on campus, Beaverton, Oregon, all the time you see your people, to remote culture. Can you share that experience?
Yeah, that's another great question.
He has a few of them from time to time. They're all in this one episode, though, so feel lucky.
Cut this, Shane. This is good stuff.
So fortunately, Alt was birthed during COVID. And so our company and our team knows nothing different. Of course, we have previous experiences, but working together via Zoom, via Slack is just in our DNA at this point. With my marketing team, I mean, you guys know, I love human interaction. And I think relationships are key to everything that we do. So I try to get my team together at card shows or for quarterly offsites. So the last offsite I took my team to was down at Complex Con in Long Beach to check out sneakers and music and just culture and just, immerse yourself in all of this and do it together. And because we do save a lot of money by not having offices these days. You can take that and redirect it towards these other little experiences that you can have building culture with your team in other ways. Yeah.
What if they get demotivated? What if they don't do what you ask them to do?
Uh-oh.
Cool.
He's not talking about anyone on our team specifically. When you guys listen to this, he's not taking a shot. This is not like,
it's hard to motivate them. Like, we have a guy, he went to Mint with Cage, got a shirt. He became a celebrity almost overnight. Now he's sick.
Oh, yeah.
He's sick. His kids gave him, he can't talk for more than 3 minutes. So he doesn't answer my calls. What do I do to motivate this fella or this girl?
Yeah. I mean, being a manager in general is tough. It's a skill. It's a talent. And quite honestly, it's not for everybody. Like, if you're not a people manager, it's easy to say, but you shouldn't be managing people, because the majority of what I do at this point, I would say 75% of my day and my job is motivating and managing my team. All I want is to personally develop everybody at Alt, and hopefully they will succeed and one day be my bosses.
To motivate your team, would you tell them that they are entitled and that they should stop acting? They should stop acting entitled and just do their
directed
job.
at him. He had my password and he saw that recording.
What is happening? Absolutely not. That's the wrong way to manage.
All right. Well, we learn.
How often do you guys see each other?
Andrew and I, we've been in the same physical space, 3 times? National was the first time ever. Then where else? Where else did I see you?
Hofstra.
Bleecker. Hofstra. Yeah. Hofstra. And we, that was it. We
I don't
did Bleecker.
remember National too well because you let me in a room, I baked it out. You came home, you told me to buy all the equipment, and then
So that's a fun one. Yeah, it's very true. I did make a post at Mint about how Andrew didn't come because it was a $500 fine if you smoked weed in the room, and they'll find you. They'll know. Everybody responded like that's baloney, but I tried to put one of my sodas in the mini fridge, and they charged me $18.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't use anything from the mini fridge.
It's weighted.
I must have just touched something, or I don't know what the hell happened. I got an $18 charge. I'm like, what the hell is this? MGM. What are you doing to me? I messed up. I just go back there and chug one of them bottles out of there if they're going to charge me for it anyway. But so anyway, at the National, oh, poor Andrew. He didn't have a room for the last night, and I was leaving one night earlier than him. So I said, why don't you just take my room for the last night? I have it. You just, crash in the room. He's waking up early the next morning. Of course, though, I get to the airport, and my flight is delayed like 6 different times until they say, like, you couldn't get a flight attendant, oh, now we have no pilot. So we all went back home, and I'm like, some people crash in the airport. I went back to the hotel. I'm like, I text Andrew, I got to come back to the room, right? Now, I figured I crashed on the floor.
I would never allow that.
I'll sleep in the shower. I don't have to sleep. I'd really put my bag down somewhere, whatever, But I get in, the poor guy, he's like all huddled up, in one of the couch chair kind of things. He's like leaves the bed, right? And 2 things happen here that are noteworthy for the show. One, I walk in the room, it is legit a cloud. It is just a full cloud. Right?
They don't let you open windows in hotels. It makes no sense.
The whole room is just there's like grinders. There's, you name it. It is like
you only need one.
It's like, there's pipes and bowls and dugouts and bongs, whips and chains. There's all kinds of craziness. I don't know what was going on in my room. I get in the bed and I'm like, hey, by the way, you got to buy this. I'm like, he's passed out. But not my fault. He's a deep sleeper with herbal enhancement.
Very deep.
I said, you gotta, I just minted this World of Women. I minted 40 of them. They're still minted. You gotta mint these NFTs. And he doesn't let me live it down because he doesn't believe that I said it, or that he's like, what am I supposed to do in my sleep? It's 2 in the morning.
This NFT is now like 14 ETH each.
What?
Yeah. I shouldn't have sold what I did. We all have that. But basically, yeah.
Wow.
Like I had like a $6,000 total investment in it that if I held until like now, it would be worth, I don't know, like 1.8 million or some crazy number from July until now. I don't have any of it anymore because I'm too smart for that. So if someone would have killed me at the National, like as I left, my family would be much better off right now.
AG, do you have any? So you mentioned, like 85% investor. Do you have like, what are your you'll never sell collectibles?
I'll sell everything.
Yes.
God, she's a savage. She doesn't care.
I love that though. Why not? At the right price, why wouldn't you?
Nothing.
Right?
Not like a Jordan signed ball. Like nothing.
Everything's for sale.
Don't get emotionally attached, says Mikey Vinegar from Pole Wax. I'll never forget that. And I should have listened to him.
Yes.
I should have listened to Mike about my damn Jordan rookie card. I got emotionally attached. It's worth half of what I could have got for it. It's the same story.
Nah,
the thing you're cleaning house, and this is the last thing you sell.
It just depends on the negotiation. Like I had a mentor at Nike once, and he always said, win as much as you can. And so like anything that I'm selling, it all has a price tag, but I want to win as much as I can. So I don't know.
I like this mentor. This mentor of yours who gave you that great advice, he also was the person who told me look both ways before crossing the street. He told me, what do you mean win as much as you can? What are you supposed to do, lose? What is going on here?
If you're emotionally invested, like you and your Jordan, you didn't win as much as you can.
I didn't. I lost. But I'll win eventually because I'm emotionally attached.
Winning's a habit. We talk about this a lot and wanting to permeate this through our culture. Because, really, for all jokes aside, like the real test of a leader is how well their people are winning, right? It's easy to win on your own, or it's not easy, but if you win on your own, can you help inspire your people to win?
By the way, did you see that? Did you see the two T-shirts that he just had in one sentence there? Winning is a habit. We need it to permeate throughout our culture. Who speaks like this?
True.
I like that a lot.
It's not even English.
It's like this someone who's lost a fuck ton in their life and doesn't want to lose anymore. Like, it's really that simple. I didn't maximize my potential playing college soccer, and I want to win. I don't want it all to be.
Well, listen, they're great buzzwords, but actions speak louder than words. Right now, the only thing permeating through your culture is weed.
AG, for like the one person out of our audience that doesn't know all and kind of what's going on in that world, can you share what you guys have done, or your girls have done, or your gals team has done, and what kind of maybe the future looks like?
What everyone at Alt, all of the people at Alt have done.
Yes. So Alt, the company where I work, Alt is an alternative asset investment platform. Right now, our proof of concept is with trading cards, but we have an exchange, auctions, a lending product, and a vault. So in the future, we're going to have a lot more. We're working every single day. Our team is growing massively and quickly. But we hope to get into more asset classes, aka potentially watches, comic books, sneakers. We'll see. And just help people, invest differently.
Is a thought that like someone who collects cards most likely has other interests and collects other things as well? Correct.
Yep. And I mean, alternative assets in general is just, it's becoming more recognized. So you guys saw the news about Yahoo Finance creating the index last Friday, I think it was. So they're actually now tracking over time how collectibles are doing. And so this is the first time our industry is being recognized on that scale.
When are you going to get Nas?
Yahoo still existed.
Oh, shut up. You get Nas to rap about it, right? I could hear a couple bars now, like, you know.
Right. I know. I mean, Drake's in it. Now we just need to figure out.
Let me see. They made me rap the other day. Prism God made me rap, and the RPS guys were trying to get me to rap. What if it was something like, use Alt for your vault on your eBay default? Oh, the shipping, something like that. A lot of rhyming there.
And who's are you rapping this? Or
no, I don't. I mean, I could rap it, but
he's ghostwriter.
I would battle.
I
would battle Nas. Nas would have to sing about something else. I got the vault. I have to rap about the vault because it's easy to rhyme. He can take another part of Alt that's more difficult to rhyme.
Okay, so it's Nas. We're still back to Nas. Okay.
Yes, Nas would rap. I could rap also.
Drake could rhyme with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's
what did he rhyme with?
Mm-hmm.
I won't be able to do it. AG, I want to do a little experiential marketing type of thing. I want to have a 3-on-3 or maybe a 5-on-5 soccer tournament at a show.
A soccer tournament?
Yes. See, she's excited. It's all about surrounding yourself with the right people.
I love soccer as much as you. I just don't feel like we have enough soccer players in the hobby.
That's why he wants to do it. Because he's the only one who can do it. He wants to win as much as he can.
I want the longevity of the hobby to sustain, and I do feel a little bit of health and nutrition is where a very necessary place for the hobby.
Yes. I am wholeheartedly behind you on that.
God damn it. So my suggestion is out the window. I was saying at the next show we could have like a Chick-fil-A nugget eating competition because clearly that's what I would win at. I want to win as much as I can.
No.
Be real. You started a Luka Nation Fit Fam. You know how important it is. We have an Instagram group where it's just about each other supporting. I'm doing 75 hard.
You guys, that's great.
There's knowing how important it is and then actually eating healthy. Those are two very different things. Like I got the one.
I feel that. But that is another reason why I love working at Alt. This shameless plug is that we do support each other. We if we're going to card shows, we work out together every single morning. We take juice shots at the national or any other card shows. We take them together. Yeah.
What the hell's a juice shot? You mean like
celery juice? Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna leave.
But
It's good for you, man.
Yeah, I think like investing in yourself, especially just getting a lot of these people in the community realizing how important like your health and your wellness is. I think it's super important, and I can't wait to do more of that with alt.
Did you just take a juice shot, KJ?
I mean, I'm flabbergasted. People do shots of celery.
Yeah.
Well, think about it, dude. It's like celery's not tasty, but if you just have like a quick little shot, you get all of the nutrition and
there's nutrition in celery.
Cage, next time we'll have one with your name written on it.
Oh my god, I don't like celery. Can you put some ranch in it, like a little celery ranch shot, like that? I can roll with little blue cheese.
So coming from Nike, I mean, who doesn't love Nike, right? Respect. Huge brand.
Thank you.
You go to sports card space, and one of the things that you see in sports cards is a little bit of infighting, conflict, all that stuff. How has that been navigating that, understanding it, knowing when to respond, and knowing when to be like, all right, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough, and it is surprising and shocking. It was the first time I got called out publicly. It never feels good, but I think because the industry is still so small, it's going to keep happening. But trolls will be trolls, as we know, and I think it's always best to not feed into them, not give them the attention that they're seeking, because that's what makes them thrive, and that's what makes them keep doing it, is just a tiny little ounce of attention from you.
Is that why you troll, Andrew? For the attention? He's a big troll.
I'm confrontational by nature, and if I don't have a good, healthy routine and I'm gambling, I just want to start beef.
I feel that.
Yeah, he gets bored.
That's why I box. I let it all out there.
Yeah.
You need it.
That's good coping.
It is.
That's healthy.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to open up a sports book and just be like.
But yes, I mean, I think the sports card industry it's tough, and I think it's tough being a woman because there are so few of us, and having an opinion and putting it out there, or being a new company with new ideas and trying to do something different. It's gonna ruffle feathers. Like I ruffle feathers. The company sometimes, takes some shots, but I think it's all great. Anytime people are talking about you is good.
I agree with that.
A lot of supporters on our side, and we have to keep our head down and our vision focused. So
AG, you say it's tough because there's not a lot of women in the hobby. So how do we change that twofold? One, how do we get more women in the hobby? What would it take to kind of attract more women into the hobby? Is it a different type of card? Is it more panels, more inclusivity like there was at the Mint? And then more importantly, what can the folks who are in the hobby now do, to make it an easier place for the women who are already in it to thrive?
Yeah. I'm with you. Like women, people of color, we need more and more and more in this industry. Because diversity of thought is what is going to push us further. It'll push us all further. So yeah, I would just love to keep showcasing more of us, putting us on the panels and getting us on podcasts and YouTube. I so appreciate you guys inviting me and the other women to join you guys this week, to treat us like equals. Like we go to card shows, and the last one I went to, a guy he said, "Oh, I'm surprised you know what PSA and BGS are." And I said, "Oh, why is that?" And he said, "Because you're a woman, of course." And so it's just like, yo, like, just treat us like an equal. Keep buying cards from women. listen to our point of view, share women's cards if you buy those, support women's sports, rock a jersey, maybe the orange WNBA logo, and just, I don't know, keep sharing more, showing more. And I think companies like Alt too, the majority of our leadership team is actually women leaders. And so just remembering, like, if you're in this industry, you don't always need to be an expert on cards, but you just need to be an expert in what you're doing. Like me, marketing, cool, great. I can bring something new to the hobby. And just trying to invite more people in that way too.
If you're a struggling business out there, I urge you to listen to that again, because I mean, it just, like, it makes sense. It makes good business sense to bring in diversity of thought, because if you keep bringing in the same people, you're going to keep having the same results and your business is going to keep suffering. Yeah. So it actually makes a lot of business sense to bring in people with different skills, and often women bring in, I mean, I have a younger sister, and I see, like, when we work on business projects together, our skills complement each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
And Kendrick Lamar, he's one of my favorite rappers. I actually got to work with him when I was on the Nike side too. And he had a line that I always think of when I'm doing my marketing and doing outreach to people. And he said, "How do I enlighten you without frightening you?" And I think that's a really important part of how I communicate my journey in the sports card industry too, is just trying to bring people along with me on this ride and pique their interest and their curiosity in these subtle little ways. And
you know what's funny? You're going to leave the story at that. When he asked you, "How do I enlighten you without frightening you?" You're not going to tell the audience what you said to him. You said, "Just be humble." And it just blew up from there. It just blew up from there. And the rest is history. No?
Yes.
We love you, Luka Nation. I love the 10 for 10 series. Cage, you're the man. AG, I'm glad we finally got to meet in this, in this context. Your story's awesome. Your story's super inspiring. I urge people out there to reach out, whether that's, if you're starting a business, any content, follow AG. Where can people follow you?
Yeah. So you can follow our company, Alt, onlyalt.com, or on Instagram, onlyaltofficial. Or me personally, I go by AG the OG on Instagram. Would love to connect.
AG the OG.
One of my favorite follows on IG, I'll tell you. Really good storyteller, really good visual communicator. I already said that once. Shout out to Liv. She just got married. Give her some love. Also, Liv Cruzat. Did I say that right?
Correct.
Cool. She just got married. Also on the Alt team. Shout out to the whole Alt team. Love
unfollow Lefko, though. Guy's got enough followers. I'm just playing. You can follow.
Oh, that's true. Lefko, creative director.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Does everyone wear turtlenecks?
Oh, no. I hope he doesn't watch that part.
He doesn't watch this anymore. Ever since Cage flexed his Kareem 8.5 on top of Lefko's,
I don't have it anymore.
And then he's taking him a teapot for his registry.
Dude, that was really thoughtful. I gotta tell you, I don't compliment myself, but he said, "Wow, it was really nice." Had a little video. He was getting married, and he came on the show, and I bought him something off the registry.
That's sweet.
It's what you do. Oh, it's what old people like me do. I mean, he sends people Bitcoin.
And why did you include an Ernie Johnson card in there? Huh?
I didn't. I don't know.
Saying "you wish" on the back.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even understand what you're saying.
Oh my God.
Love you, Luka Nation.